Will what the Summers family discover on a secret spacecraft help them turn the tide of battle against Krakoa and the Sword-Bearers? Well, let's hop into the pages of Cable issue number 5, a continuation of S.W.O.R.D, and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up from where S.W.O.R.D's creation left off, Cable, along with his parents Jean Grey and Cyclops, had found their way onto an old S.W.O.R.D spacecraft, codenamed the Peak. By which, of course, I mean S.W.O.R.D, the old agency that dealt with extraterrestrials in the Marvel Universe, and not S.W.O.R.D, the weapon. That's gonna get really confusing if I don't put my foot down on that right now. The trio is admittedly not even sure why they were shown a vision of this place and what it could all mean, but what they do know for certain, though, is that this place is creepy as all hell. In a nice bit of connective tissue, we actually get to see the conversation Magic had with the away team over in this week's New Mutants book, but this time it's from the perspective of Cyclops and Cable. It's not long before our heroes decide to split up all Scooby-Doo style to investigate the rest of the station. Jean decides to follow some psychic residue. Psychic residue, you can never get that stuff out of the carpet, only to discover the one and only survivor, and he is not doing so hot, not by sight. Before he dies a no doubt very painful death, he decides to scare Jean and by extension the reader by giving her the psychic lowdown on everything that happened to him. You see, once upon a time this station came in contact with an alien disease that ended up killing everyone. Y'all know about infectious diseases, right? But how did that happen, you're all probably wondering? Well, it seems that this ship has a massive teleportation gate in it, one not too dissimilar from the ones the mutants are already using on Krakoa to jump around. A teleportation gate in space, in the stars if you will, a Stargate perhaps. This particular gate just so happens to lead to the home of a race of aliens called the S.W.O.R.D, sentient viruses in creepy latex suits. First they infect you, then they kill you, not always in that order. Why do I have this overwhelming feeling these guys squeak when they walk? The good guys figure if it was Cable's new space sword taken from the actual Space Knights of all people that turned the station back on, then surely he can turn it back off too, and with that, no more power to the gate should trap the S.W.O.R.D on the other side. Jean and Cyclops make a heroic effort covering their son Cable, who is once again able to power down the Peak. It's after that the Summers family returns home and Cable takes his place as one of the others in the summoning circle, officially making it 5 out of 10 combatants. Young Cable does wonder how he'll fare in the tournament. He hasn't had his new sword, which he's taken to renaming Light of Krakoa for those wondering, for all that long. Up until now, he's been more of a gun person. And his adventure in the space station has shown that the sword can do a lot of stuff than just cut, and that he'll have to learn that quick and on the fly if he wants to survive. But if nothing else, Cable's heart is warm knowing that his father Cyclops believes in him and all the other mutants to do the right thing when the time comes. And so that was Cable issue number 5, and I think this might actually be the thinnest of all the S.W.O.R.D's books so far, mainly because, well, they couldn't just tell us the story about young Cable finding his magic sword because, well, that was literally what the first 4 issues of his solo book was about. Instead, they opt to give us an admittedly cute little family outing with the Summers family, wherein they set up a ton of stuff involving the Peak, the new gate, which I'm sure will be important down the line, but right here, right now in this issue, didn't ultimately amount to all that much. I don't blame Duggan for any of this, by the way. It's clear that his hands were tied. I was just hoping that he'd be able to bring the same sort of fire to this story that he did to Marauders from last week. All the same, though, I left this story wishing just for a bit more, which is why I can only give it a 7 out of 10. Not bad, but we've certainly seen better one-shots. And with that, we're done 3 more S.W.O.R.D titles for this week. Everyone be sure to tune in next week to the Cape Joel channel, and I'll bring you 3 more. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.